All right, what is up, everyone? Welcome back to the channel. The Flyers, they pick up a 1-0 series lead in a 2-1 win here in Game 1 versus the Montreal Canadiens in Round 1. The first, I guess you could say, Stanley Cup playoff game, if that even really makes sense. Again, guys, what is up? My name is Chris, and the Flyers, they pick up a 2-1 win here. This game, I had looked at this game as the game of this series. The game where you need to come out, and you need to play your game, and you have to pick up a win here. And I just didn't want the Flyers to have going into, I just didn't want them to be down in the series going into the next game. That 1-0 series lead, that first game, the first win is so critical. And the Flyers, they played good in this game. For 2 periods, the first and the third period. The second period was atrocious. I will get into that. Honestly, as the game was going on, I was kind of frustrated because it was like, I know that they could play better, but then I'm thinking about it. I'm like, okay, at intermission, I said to myself, okay, let's settle down here, and I need to think here, because I was just saying to myself, like, this is the first time they're playing the Canadiens. This is the first game of the series, and they've played 2 periods. I was going, I guess, kind of insane, and that's why you never really see my reaction to a game, because I'm bad. Like I curse a lot and things like that. I really have to try to be better with that stuff. It's hard because it's just my pure emotion. But regardless, the Flyers, they had a rough second period. I will get into that, but you know what? I said to myself, they have to settle it down, and I had to settle down personally, and I was just like, you know what? You end the second period with a lead, and you go into it, okay, the period's over. That's it. The period's over. You go into the third period, and what did they do? They did their job. They bunkered down, and just like Amadeo said in his video about the last game versus Tampa, they mucked and grind, and that's exactly what they did in that third period tonight. So, breaking this one down, couple notes to start off here before the game starts. You got Jake Voracek on the third line. No Bunnaman, he was out, and then you have Gostisbehere in and no Hag. So, that right there was a little odd. And to be honest with you, I guess I really shouldn't say odd. I honestly liked it. It was more, it just made sense. And I kind of thought about, okay, Jake on the third line, I like that. And then I was talking to Yariv, who's one of my friends, and we were saying, there's goal scorers in every line. That's perfect. That's great for this lineup. And, that goes from the first to the fourth line. So that was definitely good there for the first, couple minutes of this game. Thinking to myself, all right, good. They got these, they have these lines settled out. The Flyers had a really good pace early. They were getting a couple chances. They have a 2-on-1. Coots has a couple chances. Provorov gets one. And they're just pepper and Carey Price. Couple minutes later, it was just really all Flyers at one point. I believe the shots were 9-2 at one point in favor of the Flyers. And then this led to a power play that the Flyers get, and they end up getting one here, the first power play goal of the series. Both teams would end up getting power play goals in this game, and it would be the first power play goal for both teams. So both teams get off the schneid in this one, and the power play goal for the Canadiens and the first power play goal for the Flyers. But regardless, they have a 1-0 lead. Provorov gets the goal, and this was a power play that I was just like, just shoot it. Just shoot the puck. That was the biggest thing they had to do, because it felt like they would pass and they tried to look for the perfect play a lot. And I get it, when you're out of sync, that's what you want to do. That's really what a power play wants to do, is get the perfect play. Obviously, you have one more guy out there. So, again, I thought the Flyers were still playing good on the power play. It was just, it kind of dwindled down as the game went on. They only had 3 power plays, and I will get into the rest because there was a lot of missed calls that the Flyers could have had maybe 7 power plays, just like they did versus the Capitals in that round robin game. But regardless, the Habs, they had a couple chances. They started to pick up their momentum in the last 5-6 minutes of the first period. Hart shut the door. They go into the second period here, and this was just such a weird play. So this is like the end of the first period, and Derek Grant kind of goes in here on a play, and Ouellette, it's Xavier Ouellette, the defenseman for the Canadiens, literally pushes Grant into Carey Price, and he gets up, and he was so pissed. He was like, oh, I ought to, and he was about to hit him, and then he ended up hitting him, and I was stunned. There was no power play. I was like, how is that not a penalty? I was like, are you kidding me right now? That should have been a penalty. I mean, easily. There was no reason for him to do that. And I can understand why Price did it, because obviously as a goaltender, you're getting ran over and you don't see that. But even still, it's like, come on, how do you not call that? But regardless, it wasn't really the cleanest period. I thought they had some plays where they were really moving the puck a little too slow, and that really started to go into the second period. So Shots on goal after the first are 11-5 Flyers. And going into this third period, or excuse me, the second period here, it was just, oh my God, it was just crazy. I just could not believe how many chances that the Flyers were giving up on this. And to be honest with you, I was like, okay, this is frustrating because I know they could play better, they can move the puck better. They were just throwing pucks into random areas. They had no, they really had no sense of, you got this guy, you got this guy. Like their whole, like, I don't know what it was, their whole defensive game was just off in this period. And it was just like, the Canadiens are a fast and physical team. So again, the Flyers, they've played 4 games here versus Pittsburgh, Boston, the Capitals, and Tampa Bay. What do all those teams have? Flashiness and skill. They're all 3 of them are fast, and the Canadiens are fast, but they don't have as much skill. So really, they are a physical team. And the Flyers, there was a bunch of big hits in this game with the Canadiens. I know Weber had one on JVR, Petrie had one on Farabee later in the third period, but again, it was all Montreal, and the Flyers had their chances. And it was just crazy. So they get a couple chances to start off the period as it was 4-on-4, and then it was just really bad D from there. Listen, I'm not complaining. As I said last game, there's negatives in every win. That period was 100% a negative. The shots after the period were 17-7 in favor of Montreal. But regardless, Carey Price makes maybe one of the best saves I have ever seen in my life. So it's like a 3-on-2, 3-on-1, and I guess you want to call it maybe even a 3-on-3. And Hayes gets the puck, and he passes it back. It was a good play, and I'm thinking to myself, oh my God, shoot. And then I see Lawton, I'm like, okay, this is nice. And I'm like, how did that not go in? I'm just like, what the hell? Like, how does that not go in? And then as soon as they went to show the replay, a commercial comes on. I'm like, are you kidding me? I was so mad. So then, a couple minutes later, I'm like, all right. They show the replay, and I'm looking at it. I'm like, oh my God, my jaw dropped. I was like, how did he save that? And it's just like, dude, if Montreal would end up winning this game, that's the turning point right there. That is literally one of the biggest turning points of this game. So a couple minutes later, Weber gets a power play goal where literally nothing Carter Hart could do. It's a shot from Weber, loses the rebound in front. You got Gallagher, and he's just, they're all swamming in front, trying to make a play. Swamming, I don't even know what that word is. But Weber, it just squirts right out to him. Niskanen went in to go in and try to fish the puck out, and right as he went to skate, it came right to Weber, wide open, 1-1 game. And then, like 22 seconds later, I believe, Joel Farabee gets one for the Flyers, and it's a 2-1 lead right from there. Shot from the point from Sanheim. It hits Price's pad. Looks like it gets deflected off a couple bodies, and Farabee picks up the rebound. It's 2-1 there. What I said to myself going into this third period, you know what? The period's over. You have the lead. They had all the momentum. Okay, start the period and erase it. That's exactly what the Flyers did. They shut down. It was just like they played another first period. They were so good in that third period, just moving the puck quicker. They were making smart plays. It was just in that second period, they didn't make as many smart plays, and they were just throwing pucks in random areas, just swinging at the puck, reaching for it when you can make the step and get it out. And they just were not doing that in that second period. They started doing it in the third period, generated into some offensive chances. They get 2 missed calls here, a trip and a slash. I was so surprised how they didn't call one. They get a make-up call here, nothing really going. They get a couple chances. It was a 4-on-3 for like 40 seconds, and then a 5-on-4 as a 4-on-4 evaded that and then ended. And then they get another power play with around 6 minutes left. They did absolutely nothing with it. Could barely even set up the puck in the zone. The power play, it looked okay, but it can 100% be better. I mean, they literally could not make a pass to save their life on that one power play. I don't know what it was. And again, I'm not like harping on them like that. But again, you know what? The Flyers, they mucked and grind, and they won this game. That is the story to this one. You know what? That was game 1. You know how Montreal plays now. You have tomorrow to reevaluate. You have some things to do, and then you have a game on Friday, game 2 at 3 o'clock. This is a series, this could honestly go 7 games if the Flyers do not really, play to their potential. And I'm not trying to sit here and say, I don't want to make my reaction come across as like, oh, I'm overreacting where I was during the game. Now I'm really thinking about it like, okay, this can definitely be a longer series if the Flyers don't bunker down here. But you know what? I'm proud of this team right now. Carter Hart was phenomenal tonight. So Hart himself, he made He made 27 saves on 28 shots. Flyers, I had 31 shots, so Price with 29 saves. Face-off percentage was 54% to the Canadiens, 46%. Flyers power play 1 for 3, Canadiens 1 for 1. Penalty minutes were 10-6 in favor of Montreal. Hits were 32-27. As I said, a lot of hits in this game for the Canadiens. Blocks were 17-14 in favor of the Canadiens. Giveaways were 14-13 in favor of the Flyers as well. So moving into the ice time here for the Flyers. So leading guy for offense and ice time is Sean Couturier with 19 minutes and 10 seconds. Konechny had 17 minutes and 2 seconds. Hayes was 16:06. And then Scott Laughton with 15:08. Claude Giroux also with 18-19. So really your top 5 players for this game. They get a lot of ice time there, close to it was over 15 minutes for each guy. And then as for the defensive side of the puck, Provorov, 23 minutes and 55 seconds, 3 minutes and 25 seconds of power play time. And then he also had 54 seconds of shorthanded time on ice as well. But as I said, Carter Hart was really good in this one. He really kept the Flyers in it in that second period. The Canadiens, they had a lot of chances, but you know what? Regroup for this next game. It was a really good game tonight. I'm proud of this team. They ended up with the win, 2-1 win. Was it pretty? No, but did they win? Yes. So again, guys, remember podcast articles. Those links are on my channel. Remember, Game 2 Friday at 3 o'clock, and I'll see you all in the next one.